Ex-people pleasers. What happened that forced you to say no? The day my sister announced her pregnancy, she showed up at my place one night holding a laminated pink binder from Target. Inside was my entire life scheduled out around her life. Mondays and Thursdays were my evening shifts, so she could have me time, aka clubbing with her crusty hoe friends in Miami. On the weekends, I had to take mornings so she could get some much-needed beauty sleep. Thanksgiving was highlighted in yellow with a note that read, "You are babysitting the full day, no exceptions." I looked up at her ugly blue eyes to see if she was joking. "Girl, is this a joke?" I asked while laughing, not wanting her to be uncomfortable by asking me to do a favor, but also not wanting to do outlet for her. She just shook her head. "Nah, girl, I'm serious." A few days later, she made a Facebook post thanking me for volunteering to help raise her baby. She tagged me. My phone blew up with relatives commenting about what a wonderful aunt I was. When I called her to ask what the hell she was thinking, she said Mom already knew about the arrangement, and Mom did know. She called me that night to remind me that family helps family. After the baby was born, things went from annoying to insane. The baby was about 5 months old when my sister showed up at my job unannounced. I was in the middle of presenting to a client when someone pulled me out saying there was a family emergency. The emergency was my sister standing in reception with the baby in her arms. "You need to take him. I have a nail appointment in 15 minutes, she said, handing him to me. When I refused to hold her baby, she started putting him on the floor and running to her car. She checked her watch and said she had a nail appointment to refill her acrylics in 15 minutes and handed him to me. "Wait!" I screamed, but I never got to finish. She was already gone. But that wasn't even the worst of it. A few weeks later, my bestie from college was getting married, and I was her maid of honor. We were about to walk into the venue I'd booked when I heard a baby crying behind me. I rolled my eyes, thinking it was just some randomer who couldn't control their son. But when I turned around, I saw my sister, pushing her baby in a stroller across the parking lot. "I have a date!" she screamed as soon as I saw her. She then ran into her car and drove off, leaving her 6-month-old baby to fend for himself. I walked over to the munchkin, and the baby was hysterically crying. Everyone was staring at me, and that's when I saw them. There were little bruises on his arm that looked like fingerprints. I spent the entire ceremony in the bathroom trying my best to calm him down. I must have sang the Baby Shark song like 100 times. I wasn't built for this. I literally hated kids, and my mother wasn't any better. I'd get home from a 10-hour shift and find her sitting on my couch with the baby. The second I walked in, she'd grab her purse and leave. "Good luck," she'd say while walking out the door. No hello, no money for diapers, nothing. What scared me most was how the baby would flinch if you moved too fast around him. He always seemed hungry. I kept telling myself it wasn't my place to say anything. Everything came to a head when my boyfriend proposed to me. We decided to simply get married in a courtroom and save all the money for our honeymoon. When I told my family, my sister's response was immediate. She booked her own vacation for the same dates as our honeymoon. "Guess you'll have to reschedule," she cackled like an evil witch during dinner. I already put my deposit down. Mom nodded, saying family comes first, and I could see my husband at any time. They had my babysitting schedule all planned out. I remember being furious, and for the first time ever, I said no. I wasn't watching the kid. I had my own life to live. I left before they could say anything else. The next morning, I woke up at 3:39 a.m. to a baby screaming outside my front door. On my doorstep was my sister's baby, wearing nothing but a diaper and a thin onesie in 30-degree weather. Long story short, my sister's in the same prison as Diddy.